It's that women are very good victims.
Yeah.
Women are great storytellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love
Like,
storytelling.
a woman will tell you a story and she's never ever the aggressor in the story. She's always a victim.
No, and men, it's always the crazy ex, isn't it?
think-
Like, it's never you.
I think that
No, I've been doing this show 4 days a week talking about relationships for months. Men don't ever say crazy ex. Women talk about their narcissistic ex.
I think
always.
Really?
Yeah, talk
depends
to
what
a
kind
woman
of man.
and tell you what was
like-
your ex like? He was a narcissist.
It's like 1%. It's less
He
than
was-
1% of the population, but every modern woman thinks she's dated one.
Yeah,
And
everyone's
she had
dated a
no part to
narcissist.
play. He was just a narcissist.
I
It's
just
like-
think that
it's like it takes two to tango. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're toxic too.
It's a chemical reaction, isn't it? So it's how two of you are interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And
And bringing out
becomes
each
a
other's
norm.
shadows. Like,
I just believe that women need to just stop thinking with this, stop being emotional, just think logically. It's so much easier. The world is an easier place if you just think logically.
how do we
I mean,
teach that to women?
Just to tell them to this, if it don't sounds like common sense and you can't prove it, it's your feelings and your feelings don't count in the real world. Keep them to yourself. Because I can go out there and I can talk to any man because I've been brought up thinking logically.
How would you describe Andrew Tate?
He's a very complex man. There are a lot of different sides to him. I think it's important to recognise that the character you see online is just not the real him. And he's a very good actor. He's very manipulative. He totally lacks any kind of empathy. He's a narcissist. He's like that 100%. And it's important to remember that when you look at these videos and read the things he writes and everything he does, it's calculated. The real Andrew is very quiet, very moody, very, very dark, heavy. He's not jovial and light-hearted and funny. If you were sat in a room with him, he'd be on his phone playing chess or on his phone making money somehow. That's all he cares about.
Would you say that you are a victim of human trafficking?
It's very difficult because I don't feel like a victim. I mean, all the choices I made were of my free will. He didn't, bundle me up in a bag, throw me in the back of a lorry and drive me there. Ultimately, the choices I made were my own. But he knew what he was doing, and he's the most manipulative person on the planet, I'm sure of it. At what point does the emotional or psychological manipulation turn into being forced to do something?
Do you say that women like to hear the truth about themselves?
No. I remember when I used to be held accountable in my last relationship, which was 5 years, I started crying because I just didn't know where else the conversation would go. I just didn't want to be held accountable. Like, I felt like if we're having a dispute, it was like, I'm in a position of power. I'm here to tell you what you did wrong. It's like, it was like, what do you mean I did something as well to facilitate this? Then I'll just go into my emotional bag and start crying. So it took me a long time to unlearn that. It's like, it's okay to, like, we can both be wrong and move forward from the situation.
Would you cry so he would kind of stop coming at you?
Yeah, I feel like he'd feel sorry for me. Maybe he'd lower his tone. Maybe he'll kind of deal with me with a bit more like,
did he?
Don't want to see. He did, yeah.
Okay,
Men
sorry.
don't really like seeing women cry.
Emotional
You got feelings.
See, that's what I tell guys. That's what I tell guys. Like, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, honestly, it's actually quite scary and quite
Look at
tapped.
his face,
Though.
it's
It's
disgusting.
actually tapped, and you realise it as you get older how you might have behaved growing up, and especially as a child, trying to be that perfect kid or that girl that behaves in a certain way, and then when you get into relationship setting, you're not with mummy and daddy or the people that tell you that everything you do is right or whatever, and you're like, what do you mean? Like, I can't say that. What do you mean? Like, huh?
Do you know who also do? Do you know the people that also do that?
Any children?
Children.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm saying in the shower.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, no,
like, because I've said that I've been called a misogynist, right? And I've said a lot of modern women just act like children. They do, because like you said, and you admitted to, when it was coming a little bit too close to the bone and it was time for you to take accountability, you started crying, which is manipulation, because you wanted to manipulate that scenario to your benefit,
exactly,
right? And so a lot of men, I feel like, aren't well versed in the way in which women communicate. Part of women's communication strategy is manipulation.
I think
It's a major part of women's communication.
You are a good actress, true. I practice, perfecto. Just play it cool, got it. Like you don't know anything. Play dumb. I'm going to pull some tears out. Question mark, and play dumb. Good advice. Thank you, babe. One day before the raid. We are so good. We need a Oscar. Let's go. Let's just play it cool and change my name. So we'll not start with a blah, blah, lol, got it. Yeah, I told you to be like saying a nice message that we are heard or like that, but that we do love them, just don't like the situation, so they will not think we are really against them, Yeah, that's smart. Play the victim. I mean, we are, but like, yeah, like we still love them and stuff. Bahaha. I mean, we are. These question marks, by the way, aren't real question marks. It's a formatting error from importing this from Excel, by the way. A lot of people don't know that, but wait, what? So it kind of looks like the This was leaked like 2 or 3 days ago. So it kind of looks like these girls are playing. It looks like the girls are playing the Tates, basically. It's kind of what it looks like.
If you don't live under a rock, then I'm pretty sure you know that Andrew Tate has been arrested for human trafficking and a rape, which is absolutely absurd, simply for the reasons that it's absolutely false. I have lived with Andrew for years and years, and he would never do anything like this, ever. I've already had to make 2 videos regarding his innocence when it came to him being called a woman beater for a video that got leaked of us two having a little bit of a rough role play. I had to make a video clarify, 2 videos in fact, clarifying that he is innocent. And here I am again, coming from somebody who lived with him for years. He is not a human trafficker. He would never rape anybody, and he would certainly never ever human traffic anyone either, including his brother. They would never do such thing. I am just so shocked, and I'm so fed up with all of these lies.